Okay, what I've put together here are a few clips of us trolling for muskie during the first half of October 2011 on Eagle Lake. The first few little sections here feature a fish that we caught on a spot that we had never fished previous to filming this. We attempt to break the spot down and show you exactly what we did in order to achieve success. We actually caught a second fish on the spot the following day.
Fish. Off.
Gone?
It's off already.
Nope. Okay. Does it feel good?
Feels good now.
Okay, Mike just got a strike trolling here. Never trolled this spot before.
Feeling like a pike the way it's
Yeah, could be.
Staying down.
Yeah, it's not doing much right now, but I'm filming.
Small, I can see a fish out there.
Oh.
Fighting good now. Oh, musky?
Might be.
It's fighting like a musky. Oh yeah, that's a good fish.
You know, yeah, my line's still out there, but
40.
Oh,
You were 42. Nice.
Hey, Mikey. Called it.
Start.
We saw a lot of bait stacked up on the spot. We figured there'd be a muskie here.
She's wrapped around with
On the triple D.
There, she's off the leader. Oh, she's wrapped bad.
Oh.
Well, let's just see if we can get her off in the water, maybe.
If you want.
Bad in the gills. So
Yeah, it's not going to get off that.
Come on, shake off, girl. Because she's got the leader.
Okay, well, I'm trying to film here, so I don't want to.
If I should just shake it. Did you shake the leader off?
Yeah, wouldn't hurt. We got more of those hooks. We always have more hooks. Hey, nice, buddy.
If I can't do it safely, we'll net it.
Okay.
Your bait's floating. It's awesome.
Yeah, I'll reel it in here. Well, I'm not really worried about it as long as your line's not there. I'm trying to.
She got wrapped in the leader bad.
Let me shut the motor down.
Yeah.
Bob around. So, Mike's got the first fish in the boat already. What did you have in here? 10 minutes of fishing maybe, buddy? Nice muskie. Nice muskie.
Still green.
That triple D. Well, you know, we got a lot of fish marked on the staging up on here. We got a really nice saddle. There we go.
Yeah, lots of bait. She sure put up a good fight at the end there.
Yeah, nice fish, man.
Nice fish on the big floaty.
What do you think, 43 incher maybe?
42, 43.
So we got anyways, so we just started fishing here maybe 15 minutes ago. We've already got one muskie in the boat. I guess you probably just got to see that clip. But we got about 60, just under 60 degree water. Mike caught it on a 12-inch triple D. You probably just saw that in the last clip. But we've got a lot of bait stacked up here. We believe they're whitefish in Tulabee or Cisco. And that bait mimics Cisco or Tulabee quite well with the color. We got a shallow saddle. Well, it's not overly shallow, but there's a couple spots I think believes it hits maybe 11 or 12 feet with much deeper water on either side of the saddle. And the saddle is it's a very small neck down between two large islands. So with the wind generated current here from the wind from the last couple days, we've got a lot of bait fish stacked up here. Mike stopped here on a hunch this morning from that, and it already paid off. We have a fish in the boat.
And now we are prepared to get another.
What I want to show you here too is what we're using for tackle. We're using the Shimano Dakota reel. This is the 500 size. We also use the 700 size. We've got a spool with a 150 pound braided line, and we're running. Our leaders are anywhere from 36 to 48 inches long. We're running actually 175 pound fluorocarbon leader that we make ourselves. We've used the lighter line and lighter leaders in the past, but the way we fish is we really like to bang the structure. We really grind these lures into the rocks and really beat them up. You can see this is a hose flat shad, and it's caught a couple muskies for me before. You can see it's really beat up. from use and abuse, but it's what triggers the fish to hit when it's banging rocks. That last fish actually hit right after Mike banged quite a few rocks, and we were starting to loop around, and he was on the inside of the turn, and the fish hit on the turn. We go back to the spot. What we're just doing here is we're gearing up. This is what that fish actually did to that leader, Mike's leader. It kind of lassoed the end of the snout of the fish with the hook, so this leader is garbage, but since we make them ourselves, we come with plenty of spares every day. And you always gotta be checking the last few feet of your line. We just cut this last few feet off of each of our lines just from banging, wear and tear on the rocks. You gotta always make sure you got really good connection.
Tell them what pound Power Pro that is?
Yeah, it's 150 pound Power Pro. We used to run 100 for trolling, but we just find the 150s longer, and the idea is to get the fish into the net as quick as possible. Or if it's not a big fish like that last one, we just release them right in the water and try and minimize the impact on the fish. One of the reasons we like fluorocarbon over steel leader is we find if a fish, well, not only that, it is clear and less visible to the fish, but it's also a lot less harmful to the fish if the fish rolls in it compared to a wire leader. And that's another reason for going long. I mean, 48 inches might sound like a long leader, but I've even considered going to 60 inches because a big fish, you know, you got 24, 25 inch girth. If you get real lucky and you get a fish that's got an upper 20 to 30 inch girth, I mean, a couple rolls and that whole leader is gone, and the fish is going to start rolling into your line. And a big powerful fish rolling in that braided line, it can actually do some damage to the fish. So we're trying to minimize the impact of the fish.
Or snap your line and then kill the fish after that.
And if you are going to net them, make sure you have a big net. You know, you want to have a big net that the whole fish can fit right into the bag of the net. Okay. Look at this big bag, big hoop, you're not going to miss the fish.
Thick mesh.
And yeah, the big mesh, rubber coated mesh is going to remove less slime and less chance of the mesh digging into the fish and removing scales and slime, which obviously is harmful to the fish. This also makes sure that your mesh doesn't have knots cut into the fish. And this mesh is also designed to minimize fin rippage, because a big fish thrashing in a net, it can do damage to itself.
And also, after you catch a muskie like that on a trolling bait, it could be a lot of force on your lure. It's always good to maybe just take a quick cast out behind the boat and give it some good pulls and rips and make sure it's still running straight. Because you want to have a straight. You want to have a straight lure, and that one might not even be going as straight as it was.
We often have to tune our lures. I mean, bagging structure puts them out of tune and they don't run straight, or maybe you do want them to walk a little to one side or the other. It's up to you.
Some don't even run right out of the box. And
you know, periodically check your split rings and the spots where the hangers are in the lure. And yeah, we're constantly sharpening hooks and putting new hooks on. I mean, we don't think for a split second about, you know, a 50-cent hook. Have a good pair of small hook cutters, and
away you go.
Yeah.
You want to try and get another one?
Let's get another one, buddy. Okay, so what do we have here is a hose flat shad. They come in two sizes. This is the smaller size. I think the body's about 10 inches long, 9 or 10 inches long, plus the with the lip, it's about a 12-inch long bait. Big wide wobble. What are we going here? 3.5 miles an hour approximately. We'll end up speeding up to upwards of 4.5, sometimes even closer to 5, but yeah, plus or minus just a little bit from 4 seems to be our magic speed. And you can see the wide wobble in action to that bait in the water. Looks great. No wonder fish smack it. Okay, so what you were just watching was basically a fast forward clip of what's going on here. You can see our trolling tracks, you can see the depth changing, and you can kind of see the edges of the Those the two pieces of land you're seeing on the GPS there are two of the two islands, kind of points between the islands. We got a neck down with the saddle. Right, it comes up. The saddle is essentially the shallow area that connects underwater between the two islands, and you got a drop off on either side. You've probably seen the bait, the smaller fish show up on the sonar side of the screen there. We believe that's Cisco or tulaby and possibly whitefish. I mean, we're on the edges of a large basin, so it's a safe bet to say that it's that anyways, especially when it's suspended. Yeah, you can see it dropping down there. You can see our track lines going around, back and forth, anywhere from 3.5 to 4.5 miles an hour. You see everything on that display. We got 58.7 degrees Fahrenheit. This is what we do. Slowly break an area down, cut it apart. That's the advantage of the track lines. Show you where you have been, where you haven't been, and try and repeat a good run or cover water you haven't covered. And once we have it cut up enough, we'll make several passes. If we don't get anything, we'll move on to another spot. But that's what we're looking for. Here we go. There's some bait stacked up like that. That's what the predators are coming to key in on. Schools of bait here.
Set real low too, so.
Okay. Well, that's that. Maybe this will help you understand exactly what we're trying to do here. And I mean, this is something that we've done over and over again. And the better you get at it, the more you do it, the better your success is going to be. So hopefully you learned something from this. This is what we're doing here. It's not rocket science, really. I mean, it's not. Okay, the other thing I just forgot to mention previously there was that I want to explain a little bit the rod and reel setup, exactly more of the particulars. We've chosen to use Shimano's, but we've used a lot of other brands. The important part is to have a good smooth drag and the line counter. The importance of the line counter is repeatability in your trolling runs. I mean, once you learn the depths the lure runs at certain speeds, then you're going to get the right amount of line out so you're not always running into a snag. And you want to, just have enough line out so you're just consistently hitting bottom but not getting hung up. It takes some practice, but it definitely it works, and the learning curve is sped up with the line counter. As I said, it helps you learn the amount of line out to figure out your depths, your running depths of your lure. And the other important part of this setup is the rod, of course. We're using a St. Croix rod Premier. It's an 8-foot rod, and it's a graphite and glass blend actually. And there's a few other rod manufacturers that also offer good musky trolling rods. The rod has a moderate action as opposed to a casting rod, which has more of a fast action tip. So with the moderate action, you get a good flex to the whole rod, which is important. The fish basically set the hook themselves when they hit at 4 miles an hour trolling, and the flexibility of the rod acts as a big shock absorber. That kind of shock is kind of more of a whippy action than a casting rod, right? Because of the glass blend, and that also prevents snags, we find, because it allows the rod to bounce more. And when you're using a highly buoyant bait, these baits are very buoyant. They'll float up to the surface really quickly as soon as you stop moving. So when the rod bounces like that, you bounce out of a lot of potential rock snags. The net, by the way. Okay, I'm recording, buddy. Still got him?
Yeah.
My line's out there, so watch it. Clicker wasn't on. Clicker wasn't on, eh? We didn't hear it. I just looked and seen it going. I was like, fish! It's a musky. See my bait back there?
Yeah.
Bigger than the one you got earlier today. What, 36, 37 incher?
37? Yeah.
Pretty little fish.
Got it.
What do you need?
felt nicer.
Hit hard.
Good trolling. He jumped into your line. Didn't get any of it.
It's fat, eh? For a little guy.
Oh, it did. Back when he jumped, he just got. Oh.
Okay, Mike, I'm recording again here. Okay, fish number 2 of the day. Oh, he's a snubber. Pick him up and look at his snub nose.
Okay.
See his snub nose? I didn't notice that at first.
I didn't notice it first either.
I don't think we've ever seen such a pronounced snub on a muskie. Such a snubby.
You want to come take a picture of this snub nose?
Little snubby.
Snub nose muskie.